Hello, and welcome to another episode of Give It a Shot, Spotlight Edition. You may be wondering why I'm stroking this stuffed animal's little tuft of hair, because, to be honest, it makes me think about something that happened in today's DVD, movie, cartoon thing that I had to witness. So, the name of this is called Kingdom Adventure. I don't know squat about this. All I know is that I apparently bought this at Wonderbook. Again, another... Look, if you've got a Wonderbook anywhere near you, go to it, find this stuff. It's interesting what they have. Especially in the child section. The things like I've found, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Many of the things that I have used in this series, I found at Wonderbook. Now, there are other stores, but they seem to be the treasure trove. So anyway, it's not that horrifying, but there are some things that go on in this that I almost feel the need to clench onto a stuffed animal. Oh my god, I haven't even had a shot yet. So this is gonna be rip roaring good. So, what is Kingdom Adventure? To tell you the truth, I was a little worried at the beginning that I wasn't going to be able to track what the hell this was, because this is episodic, and the DVD that I have can't even talk now. That's how good this is. Contains episodes 13 through 16. This is back in the days where you couldn't shove entire series into, DVDs and whatnot. You'd have to get them in like 4 at a time or whatever. So this is that part of I think this thing said it has 20. Yeah, 20 episodes. So we're on the second half, or most of the way through, and it's puppetry. It's puppets, and again, I don't plan this stuff unless it specifically says so on the box itself. This is more Christian media. I'm not trying to... I swear to you, I am not trying to, point them out, shine a light on that or anything like that. It's just what happens. And, this bamboozled me because the box art is animated. Now, it's not a complete lie. There is animation in this, but it is primarily puppets. So, now that I've gone down that rabbit hole, maybe I should tell you the story. Okay, so, there are these puppets who live in this kingdom. Don't ask me to tell you their names. I barely remember it because it's kind of bland. So, I do remember that the one that kind of reminds me of the lead male character. I think his name is Pokem, which is a really good name to have. And he has a friend who's a girl or a sister, I don't know. And they have seen some shit, as the opening intro talks about. But I will save that intro for later. I need to talk about the story. So, in this episode, the Dark One, because I literally do not remember his name. I think it's like Zardoz or something like that. Definitely isn't Zardoz, because that would be interesting, if not weird. Insert Sean Connery photo here. No, that would actually make it interesting if it was Zardoz. But anyway, Zardoz needs these 4 snuffers.
4 snuffers bubbling in a cauldron black.
Which look oddly familiar to what I just reviewed last week. So that's some foreshadowing as to where I'm gonna go with this. So ignore that. Just ignore that. Just know that there are snuffers that he wants, and his minion, who I guess can turn into a buzzard or is a buzzard or whatever, fails in his mission of getting 4 snuffers to do whatever with. Probably some sort of alchemy, turning him into gold like Gargamel or some shit. But he gets mad at him for that, but it gives him an idea on how to capture the princess. This is a running theme. I don't know why he wants the princess, but he does. And so he tells him, I'm going to hit you with some dark magic. Not as if he hasn't been clubbing him in the head the entire lecture that he gets from the Dark One. And makes it so that he sounds like the prince. Which, shock and awe, is apparently Jesus. The intro kind of tells you this. So, anyway, the ploy is he's gonna lure in the princess to the Dark Wood with this voice that is magically put on him to sound like the prince.
Is there something wrong, Prince?
Nothing is wrong. I will gladly help your little friend, but first you must help me, Kina.
And he goes out and he deceives the girl. I don't remember her name at all. I'll just call her Blonde Number 1. And Blonde Number 1's like, what do you want? He's like, look, I need you to get the princess out here because I need you to have her test her love for me. So have her come out here, even though she's not allowed to leave the castle or some shit like that.
I want you to bring the princess to me.
I don't understand.
My father, the Emperor, has decided it's time to test the love of the princess.
So she's totally convinced this is the prince and this is what she needs to do. So she goes home, I think, and runs and grabs some stuff. And her buddy Pokem is like, hey, what you doing? And then she runs off in a hurry, and then he turns into like Lassie. Like, there's a lot of Lassie-esque things in here. Like, they just listen to things that, don't speak English, and they just infer everything.
Oh, I've got to hurry.
That's strange. Not like Kina at all.
She's strange.
Kina's worried about something she can't talk about. I'm gonna find out what.
He thinks something's not right, and then he's gonna go follow her. Meanwhile, she runs into town, gets to the gate, and there you meet this guard. I don't remember his name for shit. It sounded like Olaf or Goloff or go fuck yourself, whatever. And the poor guy, look, he hit every branch on the way down the ugly tree when he fell, because he's got some huge carbuncles on his back. It's not pretty. The thing has suffered a lot, and so she deceives him and gives him some pastries, and he's like, I love this stuff, and he's eating it, and she sneaks in.
My favorite, bunchberry bagels. Oh, a whole basket full.
So already she's trespassing. Criminal trespassing. That's good. So she goes up and gets the princess somehow and heads out to the Dark Wood. Meanwhile, you got Pokem, who finds his buddy Vibes. Vibes is a minstrel in town. That's actually kind of an interesting name for a musician, so I give you kudos on that one. But they have to sneak into the castle, so they deceive the guard again because he's dumber than a brick. And they go in, and apparently they have to watch out for the magistrate. The magistrate is one ugly son bitch. I thought the guard was bad, and then I saw the magistrate. Yeah, no orthodontist would touch that mouth. I'm just gonna say that. And so they sneak by that dude and get into the princess's room and discover she's not there. Magistrate comes in, They had to fake that, she's sick. The magistrate's like, oh, okay, make sure she's okay, and blah, blah, blah. And so they go after them into the dark wood. They get to the dark wood, where the trap is sprung, and the vulture creature is like, ah! But he fails because his voice cracks like it's puberty.
I don't think you are the prince.
But my dear...
Of course I am your prince!
And the blonde one and the princess realize it's a trap, and they start running, and essentially pray for help.
Son of the Emperor, great Prince Illumia, come now. We need you. Yes, run, Kina, run!
Help arrives in the form of Pokem and Vibes. That sounds kind of dirty when you say it like that. And the prince magically shows up in one of the greatest special effects I've ever seen in terms of transition.
Hey, watch my foot, clumsy!
Pay for it!
It's the prince!
And takes care of the vulture, and they fail. And then the snuffers, this was a running thing that the vulture needed to catch snuffers, and he had 3 but needed 4. He got yelled at. And those snuffers that were captured are now freed, and everything's back to normal. And the prince just magically takes the princess back to the castle. No one gets repercussions, but apparently a lesson is learned. It was a thing. Kind of a bland thing, but it was a thing. Yeah. No, I'm not. No. The story's not that bad that it needs a shot. But that's the episode in a nutshell. So let's talk about this production itself. I'm assuming, even though everything tried to tell me otherwise, this is from 1990. And to say that, because, I think the DVD box art says 2004. Yeah. But it originally says 1990. So for production value of this type in 1990, it's better than what I would expect. This is okay. There's some care taken into this. There's obviously some kind of money. Now, it's not a lot of money, but there is some, because there's also animation. Some of it doesn't work very well, like when they have the buzzard flying around, the scaling is kind of off, and things like that. There's certain special effects that they use, like with the Dark Lord Zardoz. I think I'd actually like it better if it was Sean Connery. The Dark Lord Zardoz, when he's talking to his buzzard buddy, there's it looks like a green screen on top of a green screen, like it's 3 layers, so it kind of looks alright, but there's obviously some things that are wrong, because Zardoz is not looking at the buzzard. You can tell there's some obvious flaws there, but by and large, the way things are lit, especially in the dark woods, these people took time to put this together. This is not something cynical that I'm typically used to. It's okay in that aspect. But there's one damn thing that I am so concerned about. I don't understand it. Maybe it's because they call themselves lumens. They're not humans, they're lumens. So that's where Nintendo ripped off that idea. The Lumen characters. Why do these fuckers have hairy elbows? And I don't mean a stray hair or two. I mean patches of fucking fur on their damn elbows. It's fucking gross. I make jokes with my wife. And I know that's still a thought that probably scares a few of you that I actually have one of those. That she has sexy elbows, which is kind of funny. Haha, that's not a body part anybody typically says anything nice about. Oh, you got sexy elbows. That's cute. This shit is horrifying. Like, why do you have that there? Like, of all the design choices that they did, and there's a few that I want to talk about, the hairy elbows are fucked up. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Ugh. Robitussin. More Robitussin tastes better. Ugh. Fuck. Don't ever fucking drink this. Oh my God. I thought the last one was bad. This one fucking kills that. Holy shit. Sparkling strawberry lemonade energy drinks. What the fuck is your problem? We have a caffeine epidemic in this country, and when you start putting shit like that together, you get this concoction of shit. I think that's when you need to confess that you have a problem. Anywho, back to my hairy elbows. Not my hairy elbows, they're okay. There's no real hair on them. Now they're surrounded by a lot of arm hair, but they're not hairy by themselves. Anywho, so you have the besides the hairy elbows, you have like I said, some design choices here. The scaling and the animation that they use, like, I get it. Like, that's a way of I don't want to say cheapening. I mean, you're working within your budget, and it works to a point. Like, they try to incorporate some animation with the puppets together, and I guess in some ways it works, but in other ways, not so much. The other big thing that I have a problem with is the princess. She looks like a Charlie Brown character. Like, her eyes are drawn, or, stitched that way. Like, the other characters, they're just soulless black eyes. Typically, I see that in puppets. Cheaper puppets, get it, totally fine. Understood. Don't really question it. But she's got this embroidery around hers that make her look like Lucy from the Peanuts. It's like that design, and it doesn't really make sense. So, like, what the fuck is this all about? Like, she's the only one special like that. And so it's just kind of weird and off-putting when she's talking and I see her face. Not as off-putting as the magistrate. That fucker's scary. Yeah, I question that. The other big thing that I have with this production is, and you probably have already figured it out already, because I think I already said it. I don't remember half the shit I say when I do these reviews. I'm kind of getting to that point when I do these things, like, they've all kind of blurred together, that I don't even though I watched this and immediately came up here to do this, I don't remember all the shit. And I don't know what that speaks to, whether I'm just getting that much older that my brain is, the wiring is getting faulty, or my brain is trying to save itself by saying, we're not remembering any of this shit. Regardless, you may have noticed, and it wasn't too, I think the two lead children characters, Pokem and Blonde number 1, They appeared last week. At least I'm pretty sure they did. Because when I started the theme song, when I played this and the intro came up, because the intro is going to tell you a lot more about this shit, and I'm saving it for now because of what it all entails. I think this was used, at least I'm pretty sure, because a lot of that shit matched up, and I'm going to put up video comparisons here, with the Fabulicious Day thing that I just watched. Like, they're there, and if I'm not mistaken, Fabulicious was in 1996, 97. This is 1990. So, another Christian company in Canada, I guess, licensed out some stuff and, put that in their production, which kind of answers that question. Like, some of that stuff felt kind of rushed. And it was obvious, too, because, like, the Snuffers are in this. And, like, a lot of the characters that I saw in the intro to this were in that. So, that's what I'm thinking happened. I mean, that's kind of a common thing. I think this is released in North America, but I don't know if it made it up to Canada. So, the Canadian production company from Fabulicious probably licensed that stuff, because it's cheap, and if you edit it right, you can do something with it like they did. So you've got that, and the Prince, and this is where, again, allusions to Christianity come in. The Prince is Jesus. And even in the intro, they make it that he is crucified in the dark wood and rises back up.
The evil Zordok had him murdered in the dark wood. Kina and I narrowly escaped with our lives, and the awful truth, we feared all of Lumia would be lost. But the Emperor had a plan, for the Prince himself appeared to us no longer dead, but alive.
Look, I'm going to say it again. I've harped on this point I don't know how many times. I am not out to get Christian media. I'm not. It just so happens that most of the shit that I find on clearance in the places that I go, it's just what's there. It's like when you go to Goodwill or Salvation Army and all you see is church league softball shirts and charity events and whatnot. They're just there. They didn't wear them, and they just were there until the person died. I'm sorry, but people die. So they're there, donate, because no one was going to wear it anyway. Maybe someone just needs a shirt to stay warm, or use while they're painting their house. I don't know. But it's just like this. This is what happens. They're just there. And it's not like I tried. Like, I was like, oh, this looks like a fun, forgotten animation thing that, I mean, it looks like early 80s. Like, I don't remember it, so maybe it would be worth looking at and whatnot, but it's puppets. And it had a Christian message. Because they all talk about the Emperor, who is God, and long live the Emperor, long live the Emperor's son.
Thanks, my prince.
Reign the Emperor!
Forever reign the Emperor's prince!
Yeah!
The Prince. And so, like, the intro has some pretty dark stuff. So, like, they even say that they murdered, and it was the magistrate who murdered the Prince. Now, they kind of cartoonize it, like he gets hit with a sword and he's like, dies. But he doesn't. And that leaves me with a question that, I didn't get from this episode, this answer. Like, what's the magistrate's role? Like, what the fuck's his deal? Is he evil? Like, is he holding back the princess? Like, what's that role? Second, in the intro itself, they're burning books. There's the magistrate and some other dopey characters and Zardoz, they're burning books. And I'm going to assume it's the Bible. I don't know. But they're burning this shit. Now it's cartooned, but still, like, that's a thing that they're doing. You know what's funny to me? How a lot of people will say that cartoons are too violent and too risque and blah 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 blah. But when you give it a Christian bend, it's like, oh no, that's totally natural. That's totally natural. Like, they talk about killing and they actually say murdered in this, and it's like, huh? It's like that. If I can find it, I'm gonna put it up here. It's like when Deadpool says, nope, can't say the K word, or can't say, dead, I'm going to annihilate you or whatever. If I can find that, I'll put that up. It's like, what? Like, that's the shit right there that, this is the stuff that's actually telling you. I don't get it. I really don't. It's conflation of messages, and I'm just gonna get off that soapbox right now. In general, though, it's not bad. It really isn't. It's kind of bland. It's just got some weird production choices, like hairy fucking elbows, which I still don't get, but it is what it is. It's only a shot because the production value, like the story itself is kind of forgettable. It's a lesson in, maybe you should tell your friends your problems, and maybe that'll help you. You should you should look to other people to help you with your problems, not just rely on yourself. Simple, easy message. All right, cool. Kind of weird stuff in the background with the technical choices and whatnot, but by and large, it's not bad. It's not up there with that sheep thing that I watched years ago, which was actually kind of nice. But this isn't bad. It's like the next tier down. So, it only got a shot because of that, and I've seen way worse. But, this is what it is, and I swear to you, this was not a conspiracy to watch the same thing twice. Even though a snippet of this was in last week's thing, this just is what it is, and it was the luck of the draw. With my Spotlight stuff, I had no idea that it was going to be the exact same stuff. But, well, there you go. Spotlight is done, and only one shot. Thank God, because this stuff tastes terrible. God. Oh, God. I'm kind of scared for what I get next time, because, toilet water probably would have been better. So until next time, party people, toodles.